Hello, everyone. It's the Modern Day Nana. All right, today we are going to make a beautiful fall arrangement out of completely Dollar Tree florals. Now, the only thing that isn't from the Dollar Tree is the vase. And I might have gotten that at Hobby Lobby. If I did, it's been years ago. Could have been thrifted. All right, so these are all things I got this season. And here are these really pretty plumes. They had them in several colors. Those are kind of the copper ones. These leaves, just the foliage was really nice too. And then I got some spiky things, which I showed you there at the first. My glue gun, I didn't have it plugged in, so I'm going to mess with that a little bit. But I took a couple of blocks because it was such a deep container and stuck them down in there to give it a nice solid base so we'd have something to stick all of our picks in. And I just glue those on top of each other. And, we'll have that from now on in there if we want, or we'll be able to pull it out. I didn't put that much glue on it. Okay, so I kind of try to go by the rule, even when I'm buying florals, of the 3, 5, 7, 9 rule. And so that's what I did here too. Now I just have that basket there you can see on the table full of moss. So it's kind of a variety of moss, but I just wanted to give it something, like a bed of something, so that if anything showed underneath there, it would look nice. So what I like to do when I do the florals is I like to clip everything down before I start. And I didn't clip these down because they were singles, but if it's something on a branch, I like to clip them all apart so that you can, piece them in there. So I'm just basically doing a design where I stick one in the middle and then I go around the circumference with the others, and see, I'm putting them at a bit of a tilt so that like the grass that you would see, the pampas grass you would see out in the yard, kind of blowing in the breeze, and it's kind of tilted. It doesn't, it's not perfectly straight. So I just kind of would like to mimic a natural look as much as possible. So I just kind of get those in there and fluff them up. They had some moss on them, and they'd been in a bag with everything else. Now these were really, really nice. They had kind of they were kind of a green, a little bit of yellow in the leaf, and a little bit of that rust color that it had in the plumes. So when I was picking out the florals, I just put them all together and decided what was pleasing to my eye, what I liked. As I've said before, it's going to be in my home, and so I want to like the product that I'm making, and same for you. Whatever your decor is, you can do a neutral, you could do, any color you wanted that you could find the products in. But see now how I had clipped those, so it's not like the full um, branch I'm putting in there. I had to fight with it a little bit, and every once in a while I have to pull one out and cut a little more off. You'll see that as we go along. And as you notice here, I'm just kind of twirling this arrangement around as I go. I've got it sitting on just like a wicker plate for decorative, but underneath is just a Lazy Susan that I got at the thrift store. You guys, this is such a good friend to a crafter. And really for anything you're doing. It's great for something like this because you don't have to keep, messing with your planter. You can just twirl it around on that lazy Susan and get all angles that way. But it's great, for whatever you're doing crafting wise. Now, see how when I'm placing these in, I'm just spreading them out and I'm bending them so that it's like they're hanging over the pot. and it's nice because they're a lightweight little leaf on lightweight little stems there, and so they drape really nicely. And I meant to count how many of these I got. Um, I ended up getting a pretty good handful, and they're $1.75, guys, now, so you need to think about that. But I wanted a nice full arrangement, so I picked up quite a few. Now, see, this is that kind of yellow, the sprigs with a little bit of, like, looks like yellow dried flowers on them. And I cut those all apart, and then I'm just putting them, filling in where the blooms and then the leaves. Now I'm coming back with the yellow. Now this one, you'll notice I didn't cut up, and that's because I'm going to stick it straight up. And well, I pulled that plume out. I wanted it to stick straight up in the top. So I wanted my arrangement to be higher and kind of come down in a mound type shape, higher in the middle, and then kind of come down. And you'll see as I go, I continue to kind of mess with it. But then I stick that plume back in and just, spread those apart, since I put the whole branch in there without trimming it up. Now I just kind of have my bits and pieces left here, and I'm just kind of looking around and going to fill in any big holes. And that's the nice thing about having it on this turntable. You can just twirl it around depending on where you're going to put it at. Like if you were going to put it on your kitchen table like this in the middle, you want to make sure it looked nice from every side. And mine kind of where I end up putting it, it's you're looking, it's facing a window, so you are kind of seeing it from all sides if you're coming in off the front porch. So you want to keep that in mind. If that is not that important, you're putting it on a shelf where you're not going to see the back, you can adjust that. And if you don't have enough, certainly, make the front of it pretty, because, people aren't going to see the back. So, and that's a way too to save. Now, I was going to say this is all Dollar Tree product, and it turns out really pretty, but I would be remiss if I didn't say, when you're at the thrift store, you can find some gorgeous foliage, gorgeous picks, and what have you, for any season of the year. You just kind of have to be open when you go, and you can work with those too. And it might, be a little more cost effective depending on what you get. I've got some gorgeous stuff I haven't done something with that I picked up throughout the year. I'll get out probably and show you at least. I am really getting antsy for Christmas, you guys. So I've got several more projects to do, at least a couple more weeks of projects. And then I'm going to be hard pressed not to get into Christmas, well, at least by November 1st or whatever that falls on. I do videos on Mondays and Fridays, so I hope you'll subscribe. Do a lot of Dollar Tree stuff, a lot of thrift stuff, kind of jack of all trades, do a little bit of everything. You can look at my playlist and see if there's anything you like. I just kind of do for my house. I've got a couple of girls and a son that just got married last weekend, and we are so excited. So they like my stuff too, so I pawn some of it off on them, because I just, I don't do it to sell it. I just do it because I love it, and I want to do it for you guys too. So I'm just putting the finishing touches on it here. And then I'll just spin it around and I'll take a good look at it. That one's giving me a little bit of problem, but hey, that foam that's some super tough foam, but obviously it holds your product. Now, I did not put any glue like on the ends. That way, first of all, it's going to stay quite well. It's not going to be outside. It's not going to be in any weather. And then you can just pull it out if you want to use the pot. I've used that pot for many different things. Makes a gorgeous Christmas arrangement, spring, whole 9 yards. So you can do that too. Reuse your stuff. Shop your house first, then the thrift, the Dollar Tree, the yard sale, whatever, and pick your things up and you can make some really, really nice things on a really good budget. I'm feeling antsy to get back over to the Dollar Tree. I think I'll go tomorrow. I'm sure they've got a lot of their Christmas stuff out by now. So yeah, not that I need a thing. I have more stuff than Carter has liver pills, as the old saying goes, but that doesn't stop me. So anyway, yeah, I'm just going to fill this in and just kind of fluff it up while you're at it, stand back and look at it, and pull things out if you don't like them, rearrange them, um, and what I'm really wanting to do is just kind of fill in so that doesn't look like there's any big bare spots to be obvious in the finished product. So I'm still working here, and it is nice, and it's good if when you start, you cut things apart. Get yourself, you see my old scroungy clippers over there, my old scroungy wire cutters, to get you a pair of old, whatever you've got, and make your life easier, and cut those apart. But see how they're draping down? I really like that look. Mm-hmm. And that top on there, if you can't make it out completely, it's kind of a sagey green on the top of the pot. So that really blends in too. You wouldn't have to have that. Literally, you could have a pot of any sort. I've got a bunch of old vintage white enamel with the red on it. I'm going to do some stuff for Christmas already. I've already decided I'm going to do a vintage Christmas. So I hope you guys will join me in that. And, we'll have some really cute projects, some easy projects. And also, I'm wanting to do some reproductions or, well, take not vintage stuff and make it look vintage. So, yeah, that's my little spiel on that. So that's what we got coming up. Okay, so here I'm like, you know what? I don't like them. And that is your prerogative. So I end up going around after I kind of get everything stuck in there, and I pull all those out that we have going around the outside, and just snip them off a little bit and stick them back in. And that's the nice thing about it. You can kind of rearrange them and all that stuff. I've got I don't have them done yet, but I have some footage of my son's wedding where we did flowers. We got all fresh flowers and we did them ourselves. We did the bouquets, and we did bowls, which I've shown you in other videos. I made the bowls that went on the tables. Well, I didn't make them, but I kind of fixed them up. So it turned out so pretty, you guys. And I can't wait to share that with you. I know some of you that follow me, and thank you if you do. Thank you if you've subscribed. If you haven't, please subscribe. I would appreciate it so much. I love doing this. I said that when I started the channel a couple of years ago, and I still love it. So I've loved this all my life, though. If you're a crafter, you know what I mean. I was making mud pies when, probably using poison berries, because we didn't need them. But I've been playing and doing this kind of stuff my whole life. So it's just really a part of me. So I'm just a messing and a piddling here. It's just kind of part of my day. I almost feel like I haven't, and I'm still working full time. I'm a nurse. But I feel like if I haven't done something crafty, then what am I doing with my life, right? So anyway, I am about to wrap this up. I'm going to show you. I put it on an old cabinet that's by the front window, and I'll give you a quick view of that with some candles around it. Here it is. Old suitcase. Just some old stuff. And I think it turned out nice. So I hope you guys will like and subscribe. And I will see you all really, really soon. Okay? Take care.